Jerry Navarro is a bass player and one of the original integrants of the punk rock band Union 13, and also is a hot lover and a jiu-jitsu purple belt. And today he's gonna talk a little bit about this with us in our podcast.
Good job, Shawnee. So guys, today I have Jerry, and we're gonna talk a little bit about what, Jerry?
We're gonna talk about everything: punk rock, hot rods, my life touring, and in and out of the band. Just stuff that's been going on from the beginning to the end.
You have jiu-jitsu now?
And a lot of jiu-jitsu, of course.
All right, Jerry. Look, just we get this today here. This was the gift from India. You know, I bring because we talk about hot rods, and this is gonna be the one I'm gonna use to drive my car in
a couple weeks.
If God allow us in 2025, if everything go good in 2025, right, Sherry?
Yeah, it'll be done soon.
Soon?
Well, it'll be driving soon.
Good. So why do you start first?
So
with hot rods or band punk rock or jiu-jitsu?
It all started with punk rock first. When I was about, I think I was like 11 or 12, 7th grade. Had a friend there that he showed me a tape. Back then there were tapes. We didn't have all this technology that we have now.
The new kids don't know what tape.
Yeah.
The tape's a piece of plastic with how the
you have to spin it with a pencil if you want to rewind it.
Yeah, you have to go back to listen to music again. Yeah. It's not like today just play again.
No. So he showed me Dead Kennedys, which we're actually playing with them October 9th in LA at the region. So if you guys get a chance, go out there, support. But so it started with that. That was the first band I ever heard was Dead Kennedys, and I was hooked after that and just started going to shows. I was 11, 12 years old, going to backyard shows, you know, getting rides from, I don't even know who we were getting rides from, but I just wanted to have fun, go out. And my parents were either working or, you know, they weren't as involved as I guess parents are now with their kids. It was a different time back then. So, but yeah, I remember going to shows and almost every show there was fights, things just getting crazy. But having a good time, that's what it was all about. Just having a good time.
Let me ask you, this is like I don't tell before, of course, but let's put like on the uncomfortable position, Ronnie. Drugs?
No drugs.
No drugs.
No drugs. Even my first, well, when I was a little kid, like maybe I want to say 8 years old or 9 years old. Of course, you have your uncles. Well, I grew up in East LA, boy.
Beer.
Yeah, they're like, here, try this, you know. And, you know, we're little kids. We want to hang out with our older uncles and because we think they're so cool. And, you know, yeah, I tried that. But even after that, that was it. Like, going on tour, never drank, never smoked. I didn't have my first, like, real alcohol experience, like getting drunk.
211, huh?
No, until I got married. Which was 2009. Sorry, Al.
Yeah, that was man. Come on,
yeah,
really?
2009. That was the first time I really got drunk, I guess, at the Queen Mary. We had our wedding at the Queen Mary, so having a good time. Friends, you know, we got the alcohol beverages for everybody, but you know, everybody's all like, come on here, try it. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm having a good time. Just got married, you know? Yeah.
When the Union 13 was found, what made it?
Well, we started actually, Edward and I, and Louis started the band.
Sorry for cutting you. You are the original formation.
Yeah, Edward and myself and Louis are the original members. We started in 92. Back in 1992 was the first the first time we actually got together, and I had never actually picked up an instrument by then. And I mean, as you can tell in the first couple of shows, you know, like never picked up an instrument, and I learned as I went along, and just little by little getting better. We ended up getting a guitar player by the name of Anthony Lara, which is still a friend of ours. He was part of the band, Edward, Louis, and myself, and just playing backyards. Every weekend we had a show, either one show or two, Friday, Saturday, or just Saturday. Just going out, and all we wanted to do was have fun. We thought we could party till we die, you know.
And how was the first like experience with, like you say, Dead Kennedys and the big tour? Like,
man, it was the first time we ever went on a big tour was when we got signed to Epitaph. So we got signed to Epitaph in '97 and 96, 97, and we actually Voodoo Gloskos, which is still huge, a big band. One of my favorite bands of all time. They asked for us to go on tour with them, and the funny thing is that so the tour started in Florida. We're in California, so we had to get a van. We had to get, you know, we didn't know our way. We never toured before. We never even left California ever, and so we get to beat up.
Get that van. We'll go to Florida. You know, like, come on. Yeah.
We thought it was gonna be easy, and so, you know, we end up getting this beat up '79 Ford van that Jose's dad gave us, because we thought, oh, it's free. Oh, nothing's free. We found out that nothing's free, and man, that first tour we met every mechanic cross country. Almost every, and it all started in Arizona, Texas, Alabama. Man, we met them all. So the whole tour we spent, instead of sightseeing, we were mechanic seeing, because that's all we did. Just went to check out different mechanic shops because we needed it. By the time we got to Florida, we were on one lug nut with the front wheel wobbling. We're like, what's going on? What is that? And I get, it was, the front wheel just had one lug nut left. So it was about to break off. Pulled to the side and called the tow truck, took us in. Then later on, we're pulling out of a parking structure, and the whole A-arm breaks off. So the wheel just breaks to the side. Have to call a mechanic. By the time we got to the show, we had no money at all. No one had money in their pockets. Just Edward had some money, but he didn't want to tell us that he had money because he wanted to eat, just like all of us did. And him and Benny were the only ones that had money. The rest of us were like broke. No,
you guys sleep in the van?
Yeah, we were sleeping in the van. Well, we went all the way because we were smart enough to think that we could make it cross country nonstop, and that's not the way to do it. We found out that's not the way you do it, because nonstop means the van's gonna break down multiple times. And luckily, Voodoo Gloskos, once we got to the show, we barely made it to the show. As we're supposed to get on stage, got on stage, played the show. We did good, but Eddie and George ended up giving us some money. They said, here, you're gonna need it, and we gave it back to them after the show because we thought we weren't gonna use it anymore, because we made enough to get going. And luckily they said, no, hold on to it just in case. And yes, we needed that extra money. So we'll always thank Voodoo Gloskos for the help that they gave us and the opportunity that they gave us. But yeah, it was, life on the road was exciting. I mean, I don't think I would trade it, but it was stressful too. And, you know, just hanging out with the same people over and over again, it just, you know, it gets old after a while.
You guys, like, with the person, like, every day, Monday, man, to Monday, we morning to night, like,
oh yeah,
like, man, everybody have their own life, their own style. Like, even if you guys like look so close, like everybody look close here, but I go to my house, I have my things the way I want to do.
Yeah.
And then you go somewhere like a little bit different, like for a while it's good, but
But yeah,
For a
and
tour? How long was the tour?
that tour was, I think, a month or so. I don't even remember, but yeah, and we were young back then, so everyone had their different things that they were, you know, some people were into certain things and some people weren't. So, you know, it just got a little messy there that, you know, it wasn't like, because in the beginning we did it for fun. We had a great time, and then once we got signed to Epitaph, it was more like we have to take it serious now because it's more of a job, and it just, to me, it wasn't fun anymore. So I kind of didn't want to do it. I did it from 92 all the way up to 2000. And I remember we were in New York, and I was talking to Edward, and I told him, dude, when we get back, I think that's it for me. And we came back, did a show in Santa Barbara, came back home, and that was it. That was it for me. And I recently got back in the band, like, I want to say 2 years ago. And
But how sorry for about how was like why you quit like that time? Because the money wasn't worthy, like, or
well, it was a little of everything. Getting home, being broke. You know, you have a lot of new clothes because the other bands are giving you merch, and you're giving bands merch, but you come back broke, and it just wasn't fun. It wasn't like when we were going to backyard shows. I still love backyard shows. You know, I wish I could go to more, but backyard shows were always such a good time, hanging out with everybody, not worrying about having to where you have to be at the next show. So sometimes you had to be like at a different state the next day. So you don't have time to hang out and talk to people. You have to just get on the van and move on to the next one.
I have an uncle. He's good cooking, like good, like I mean, like really good. And then he always have people at his house and cooking for like 10, 20 people, weekends for the friends. And then one of the friends tell like, why don't we open a restaurant? You know, like, man, you good. It's not normal good. He's super good. He's like a chef, but he never went. He just like to do.
Yeah.
It's like, because if I do like professional, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
Like, then I have to go there. Here, if I want to come in next week, I come in. If I don't want to come in, like, that's it. A lot of weekends I'm not cooking, like, because I don't feel like. If I open the business, I have to cook. Yeah, then it's not fun anymore.
Well, that's the thing that it was. It just wasn't fun anymore. For a while, it wasn't fun because we had to be at certain locations at a certain time. So you don't get to enjoy it. Like, a lot of people think like, oh, you went here, you know, cross country, you went up north and all that. Did you get to see all these things? It's like, nah, you don't have time to see monuments or anything. You just gotta go play the show. Sometimes get on the van right away as soon as you're done playing. Collect your money and go.
Did you guys have roadies, or did you guys have to set up your own gear too?
No, we had 2 people that went with us, but you know, a lot of times they wanted to just have fun, so they went as roadies, but they ended up just going there to be like if they were part of the band.
Yeah.
You know, having a good time and, you know, getting drunk and smoking or whatever. So
What about international tours?
We only
At that time.
At that time, we only did Canada. We went to Canada and did a couple of shows in Canada and did some shows in TJ. But at that time, we weren't like really flying out anywhere. It wasn't until I got out of the band in 2000 was when Edward told me that they went to like Chile. No, it wasn't Chile. It was Peru, I believe. They went to El Salvador. They went to Europe. They did a couple of shows in Europe. And then actually they did a couple of shows in Europe 2 years ago. And I couldn't make it out to those shows because you know, I have a family and I have my son, Cash. A lot of people know Cash. You know,
a lot of people know Cash.
you know, my son has autism. So he's kind of hard to deal with as far as like.
My friend from Brazil asked like, why are we drinking? Isso aqui é chama boba, Chico. É umas bolinhas de tapioca com suco, que é taro. Chama taro, é tipo uma mandioca, um suco de mandioca, mas só o chá, né? Com as bolinhas de tapioca. É isso aqui, não tem nada de álcool, nada. Just saying what it is. In Brazil,
Yeah.
boba is not famous in Brazil. They just got getting some spots now.
Yeah, I mean, it's so good. Like,
It's good.
the first time I
My
had,
niece love this thing, this crap.
well, I'm like addicted to it. My Ellen knows I'm like so addicted to it now. If I could have one every day or 2 a day, I would, but I don't want to get diabetes.
And Jerry, how you go back to the Junior 13?
So what happened was Edward called me and told me that, you know, Edward's a singer. He's been like a brother to me since
For who don't
since
know,
the 7th grade.
or who don't know why you're playing the band?
I play bass. Edward's the singer. Louis the drummer. Mark is the rhythm guitar player, and Esteban is the lead guitar player. So Edward actually called me and told me, you know, that how would I feel about joining the band again? And at first I said, you know, maybe I could play a couple shows here and there, but yeah, it sounds like fun. It's something that the way I ended it back then, or it ended back then for me, was not the way I think it should have, and I felt that I still could do more. And even though I had a lot of things going on at the time, like again, like I said, my son, and then I had my daughter, Charlie, and working on cars, you know, jiu-jitsu, and we'll get to jiu-jitsu pretty soon. But doing all this, just and then adding music again. But music is something that I just love so much that I'll never stop listening to punk rock, of course, and just trying to be part of something. So then he asked me if I would do it. I said yeah, and I said I'll play a couple shows around here at first. And it turns out he said, okay, next month we're going to Mexico. And so I said, all right, let me talk to the wife to make sure that it's, you know, she'll be able to handle cash while I'm gone. And it was just for 3 days. And yeah, she was so cool with it. Went to do first show in TJ and second show in Ciudad de Mexico. And man, those shows were awesome. It was just great that I'm like, I had to come back full time. Like, it was a full time thing.
That I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's all I needed.
Yeah.
Who'd you guys play with down there?
We played with a band
Oi,
called
mama.
Anti-Control, and another band called Bloody Benders, and I don't recall the names of the other bands.
Do you ever play with the Brazilian bands? No.
No, but actually we Edward and I started a record label, which is this one, Dead at Zero, and we got our first thing that we're releasing is a compilation of 32 bands, and one band is from Brazil. I believe they are called. I'll see. Now I gotta look for them. Hold on. They are called.
Ah, deve ficar bom, né, Chico? Oi, mama.
Oh man. It's gonna take a while now, but oh well, here it is. So we have
They are English singing?
yes. Well, I believe so. Where are they? Well, let me tell you all the bands that we have actually. So
Yeah.
I don't want to
Go
leave.
ahead. Go ahead.
I don't want to leave everyone out. We have Altercados. We have Trash Mind, Adolescent, La Armada, All the Hats, Anti-Venom, Todos Mis Enemigos Deben Morir.
Todos mis enemigos deben morir.
I love the name of that band.
Me too.
So, TMEDM, Todos Mis Enemigos Deben Morir. Awesome name. Awesome name. 69 Segundos. Let's see. We got Código Rojo, The Disaster Point, Death by Stereo, Voodoo Gloscos, Count Time. Count Time's from LA. It's an LA hardcore band. One of my favorite hardcore bands from LA.
It's an old band?
Nah, they've been around for a while already. But man, they just if you love hardcore, you love Count Time. Great band. Anti-Control from Mexico. That's the band that we played with over there. Like they put on a great show. They remind me more of like a Dead Kennedys style band. That like the singer like throws on a show. Really good band. Ridicule is actually a band that we played. We grew up with the singer in East LA. Great band. Left Alone, another great band. ZSK is from Germany.
From Germany?
Yeah, from Germany. Great band. Their music is.
And all this band signed with you guys?
It's just they gave us a song so we could release a compilation, and the reason we're doing it is really to we want to do what basically what Epitaph did for us, which help out a band that wouldn't be heard if it wasn't for like being on a compilation or something, because a lot of bands heard of us because the Punkorama compilations that Epitaph released at the time, and so we want to kind of do the same. And we got some of the big bands like Adolescents, ZSK, Left Alone, Voodoo Gloscos. We got these bands to help the smaller bands like Todos Mis Enemigos, Anti-Control. Yeah, Deben Morir.
Deben Morir.
But yeah, we so that we're trying to do.
When this album coming?
It should be released. We had a lot of setbacks because of COVID, but it should be released like in, I want to say, like 9 months, eight months from now or so. Right now, it's being it's gonna start being pressed pretty soon. So then we need to finish all the thank yous, the cover, everything, but it's all moving along already. So
for the Union 13, you guys have all the platforms, huh? The Spotify,
yes, everything. Yeah,
and YouTube, you guys can find like a lot of things. So we are all platforms.
Yeah, you can go to all platforms and you'll find us. Yeah, and with us, we just as far as Union 13, we just started. We're gonna be playing a couple shows like. And starting in October, we got one in November and one in December. And like the singer Edward doesn't live here; he lives in Wisconsin, so he flies out to every show. So he's like super committed to this. He's been doing it from the beginning. You know, he left for a while also, but came back, and he's the one that's kept it going all this time. So
you guys have a concert coming in LA soon, right?
Yeah, that's the one with Dead Kennedys and MDC. And again, it's just awesome that I being able to play with a band that, you know, got you started in punk rock like Dead Kennedys for me. You know, yeah, Jello's not in it, but I mean, to me, it's just awesome. And then I actually saw MDC. I saw them when I was 17. I was actually talking to Ronnie about it. I was 17, and me and Edward took the bus to Hollywood in the middle of the night. All we had was enough money for the bus to get into the show and to get back. No food,
none
or anything. and hopefully make it back.
Man, it's crazy. Like today I talked with the kids. Me and João was talking last week. Like today the kids have the iPads, iPhones, all the PlayStation. In my time, the only thing I had is like how called it? The head bugs. That's it.
Oh.
Well, what do you have? Head bugs.
Yeah.
In my head. That's it. Like man, like now,
Well, see now you
it's
can
easy. The life is easier.
Yeah, because now you could Uber everywhere.
You can Uber.
Yeah, back then.
Like
you
we
don't
play in the
Uber.
beginning. Like kids don't know what is the cassette.
Oh yeah,
They don't know. Like
cassette.
back in the days, you don't have phones to take. You have to take a picture and wait for 7 days. For 7 days, then you're gonna see the picture
Yeah.
coming through.
And you better hope you got a good picture out of
Yeah,
it.
because man, like sometimes come all bad. Like oh man, like it's not like today. You see the picture and all. Like,
Yeah, and you're like, oh, let's retake.
Take a
Just erase it, retake.
Yeah.
Nah, it wasn't like that.
Go bring or have some. I don't know here, but in Brazil have some. How call the people who do the picture, make the picture?
Oh, photographers? Or?
No, the one like you bring the film.
Oh yeah.
How call it?
I don't know.
I don't know, like, but the guy
Yeah.
there have ones like they doing one day 24 hours. You
Yeah.
go there the next day like
Yeah, you're like
excited,
you're like, oh, 24 hours.
But you pay like double for
Yeah.
24 hours because normal was 5 to 7 days.
Yeah.
I said, man, like today's so easy.
Unless you get a Polaroid camera and
Polaroid.
you come out and you're like, oh, let's do it again, but you only have like 12 pictures that you could.
Yeah, and it's not cheap back in the day still.
Yeah,
Like,
but yeah. So I mean,
what about hot rods?
so the way I got into hot rods was,
Actually, some tattoos too, on Jerry.
yeah, I got
VA.
the
Have the
had nuts and bolts,
nuts and bolts,
spark plugs.
spark plug.
Yeah. Well, the way I got into that was like, again, growing up in East LA, I wanted an old car because my grandpa had a Falcon, my dad had a Falcon, my brother had a Falcon, both my brothers actually had Falcons. So I went out and got a Falcon, didn't have money to fix it though. So, so what's the next best thing is learn to do it. And I remember my dad had this little leather bag with like random tools in it, and the whole time I'm just hoping that he has the right tools that I need to try to figure it out. But and back then they had the Chilton manuals, but again, I didn't have money to buy a manual. If I didn't have money to pay someone to fix it for me, I didn't have money for a manual, so I had to figure it out, you know. I'm like, oh, this is not supposed to be leaking, you know.
This is always supposed to be inside the engine, not here on the floor.
Why is the motor sideways? Because your motor mount broke, you know. And so, little by little, just started working on them.
What was your
And
first car?
First car I had was a '65 Falcon hardtop. That was my first car. I paid $350 for it. I actually chased down this guy. This old man was driving. I followed him all the way home. And the guy, when I asked him, do you want to sell it? He said, I want a lot for this car. And I said, oh man, this guy wants like thousands of dollars for it. Because it looked nice. It had a 289. And then he said $350. And I called my brother Johnny and I said, hey dude, can I borrow some money? I want to buy a car. He's like, all right, gave me the money. I only had it for a short time, and then I wanted something faster. So I went out and got a '69 Firebird.
Firebird. My uncle had a Firebird in Brazil.
Yeah, these are awesome cars.
Awesome.
And the thing about it is, don't ever buy a car at night because the next morning you'll find out why the guy wanted to meet you at night.
Man, it was funny when I come here. My first car was a 1990 Camry, old. My mom even played with me, say like, "Oh, look like a Monza, a car in Brazil, old car." And then the second car, I buy my K Spectra. And it was cheap, you know, like what? I said, okay, let's go test drive. The guy from Huntington Beach.
Uh-huh.
And I started driving. And the guy like all the time, oh look, the stereo is very good and turn it up. Oh, the stereo very good, turn it up. The stereo very good. And then when go down, like, make some noise, huh? The engine, yeah. The engine like, oh look, there's some, all the time. But we find out like wasn't bad the engine, but man, like say like what the heck. But the kid like maybe I don't know, maybe 20 years old. I said, come on, boy, I'm almost 40. You wanna come on, really? All the things like I tell the young kids here at the gym, like David. I said, look, everything you guys doing now, we already did.
Yeah.
We were smart. Like you guys, so smart. What's your first car, Ronnie?
My first car was a piece of shit Toyota, and
I never saw this car.
No.
I saw Camry. I saw Tacomas, but
it's a Toyota Celica, and it was a stick, and I didn't know how to drive a stick, and so when I bought it from an old man, and after I paid him the money, it was like I want to say about $900. I said, hey, can you do me a favor? He goes, what? And I go, could you drive it to my house? And he goes, it's your car, kid. You could take it. I said, I don't know how to drive a stick. And he goes, really? So he drove it to my house. And he goes, it's all you. And then the next day I got up real early in the morning and I drove around the neighborhood. And I'd stall it and for a few days. Yeah. And after that, I learned how to drive a stick. And it was so ugly. The yellow was so ugly that I started buying, every time I got paid, I got a can of primer. And I would just spray paint.
Was it like this?
Yeah, exactly. Only old and faded.
It was like this, but old and faded. Like, holy.
You had that Falcon? I had a 65 Mustang with that 289 engine in it.
289.
I love that thing.
Well, it's a great motor, but I wanted something faster. So my Edward actually got a 68 Camaro. And so I said, oh man, I want a 69 Firebird with a vinyl top. Not convertible, just vinyl top. And went out. Edward took me. We went. The guy wanted $900 for it. Gave him the $900. Didn't even test drive it. Gave him $900 because I had to go to work at the time. Gave him $900. Drove it to work. The next morning, I remember my dad waking me up, and he's like, "Hey, your piece of shit doesn't want to move." And I'm like, what do you mean? And I get there and I
never remember about the car.
So I get there and the guy had told me that for safety reasons, he didn't want a car getting stolen, so he disconnected the floor shifter and you had to turn the column to shift it. And then he goes, what did you buy? My dad tells me, what did you buy? And I said, oh, this is an awesome car. And then I look in the back. And the back is like crushed in. And man, I learned my lesson now. And but luckily my dad had a buddy that did body work, paid him like $300 and to straighten out the body. And but you know,
it's funny because he talk about going faster, but in my car,
for who don't
know, me and Jerry put a car together, more him than me, of course. But he don't want me to go fast. I don't know.
Well, it's a 1929 Roadster with a 327. But I mean, these cars, there's no safety in them. It's not like you have a seatbelt or anything. If you hit something, you're flying out of that car.
Yeah.
So I just don't want. I'll bring him to get hurt.
I wanted to put the LS3 engine he don't want. I said I'm gonna install the blower he don't want. He don't want anything. I said I'm gonna put the big tires on the back. No, he don't want.
We're trying to make it traditional.
We're gonna make traditional, but in my garage I'm gonna have the two.
Yeah.
For sure, no doubt about it. That's like the best thing. What about the you build your hot rods?
Yeah, well, so
when you build it yourself, like
So what happened was, first I got into muscle cars. I started working on them, and then I wanted to learn how to do everything on it. I wanted to learn how to do the body work. I wanted to learn how to paint. So I went to school for it to learn how to do body work and to learn how to paint, and then I remember seeing a buddy of mine well, now he's a buddy of mine. I didn't know him at the time. He showed up in a 1930 5-window coupe, all hot rodded out. And I said, man, I want one of those. And, but I thought to myself, I won't be able to afford that right now, but maybe I could build one. And because it looked, you know, it looked pretty simple. And so I started talking to him, became buddies with him, and I ended up buying my first car, my first hot rod that I put together was a 1930 two-door sedan that was shortened, chopped, and channeled. And but it was all like, if you see it, it came out to be a bitchin' car, but at the time when I brought it home again, my dad told me the same thing. What the hell did you buy?
What's your problem?
Yeah, why are you spending your money on junk? And well, at the end, I would take it to class to work on it, painted it, and the car was beautiful when it was done. And that was the very first one. And then I got into, I wanted a 5-window coupe. So I got a 1930 5-window coupe. On that one, I put a flathead, a 1938 flathead V8, 38 transmission. Yeah, I love that car. And then I wanted a roadster because I wanted a convertible because, you know, I don't know. I just wanted something,
You want your hair
open.
to go.
Yeah.
You want to run, you got your hair flying back.
So from there, I got a 1930 Roadster, and then I got my brother into it, Johnny. I got him into a hot rods. I said, why don't you build one? Because he had a 56 Chevy 4-door, and he said, all right, let's do it. So I got him into it, and he started helping me out. So together we started working and building cars, and
You have idea how many cars you build? Total, like for everybody, like Mark or
I don't really know, because I would build them, and if not, I would get friends that need help, and I would help them out on it. Like it was just a passion, because I love hot rods. I love working on them. So I mean, I never like really kept count on which ones I
but no idea. Like,
no.
I have to build like 10, 20, 30, 50, 100. No.
No, because it was helping out other people. Like sometimes it would be just painting getting their frames together, painting the frames, painting their motors, transmissions, putting the motors together. It was different things for different people. But actually building it from scratch, probably I want to say maybe like 7, 8 maybe, like from beginning to end. And yeah, so I started doing that, and then, so the way I got into jiu-jitsu was one day I'm working on a car, and my older brother Junior was he was in the military. He just retired 2 years ago, but he was in the military. He came back from Japan, and I'm right there working on a car, like bending down. And he's like, man, you're fat. Straight out, just told me, man, you're fat. At this point, I was like 200.
You are?
Yeah, I was. I was like 200 and I want to say 230 pounds. 230 pounds, just fat. And hey, what's up, Joaquin? ¿Cómo estás? So I was just fat. And anyways, I had a buddy that was bodybuilding. So he's like, oh, why don't you come to the gym with me? And I said, all right. So I started going to the gym with him, lifting weights. And I'm like, all right, this is cool. But then I had another friend, Kenny, and Kenny said, hey, they're opening up a gym, jiu-jitsu gym, and I don't know if you want to try it out. So I tried it out for a week. Fell in love, and I remember I had just gotten married too, so I would go every single day. The first year I started jiu-jitsu, I went every single day, like nonstop. It was just so great, and I had great people because I had Josie there. Daryl was there. George was there. Yeah, Georgie was there. So everyone that I train with still today was there. So, man, just fell in love with the sport. It's such a beautiful sport to me.
Those are all good people too. Everybody just
when
mentioned.
I tell people like jiu-jitsu is not like other martial arts. Jiu-jitsu is a freaking lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same. We had an example like Mr. Garcia. You guys know Mr. Garcia?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Garcia?
Yeah.
He trained all his life. He do martial arts since he was like 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he did his black belt in Muay Thai. He went to Thailand to
train over there?
to train.
Oh, wow.
Stay there, like, you know, like with Apex thing.
Mhm.
But anyways, he black belt in Taekwondo. He black belt in this and that. When he started Jiu-Jitsu, he stopped everything. He said, "This is something else. This is like different."
Yeah, well.
And he now he lives in Costa Rica, and he's still trained there.
Oh, wow.
He gonna stay for 1 year there. Probably like he's in the maybe 4th month, 5th month. But he gotta stay for 1 year and come back. But even there, he find a gym to train.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. Jiu-Jitsu, when I tell people, they don't believe till they try.
Yeah.
When you try, look, I do Jiu-Jitsu. This October gonna be 24 years. And still like learn something new every day.
Yeah, this sport is just like you said, it's a way of life. Like as far as man, you meet such great people, like people that you would normally not even probably associate with. Like, man, it becomes a family. It really does become a family. Your gym becomes your family, and I mean, I don't see it like at when you're like at a gym weightlifting. I mean, I don't see the like when you go with people, it's not the same as when you're rolling here, like the family, you know. And well, I just love this sport. And like when I remember when I got my blue belt, that's when my son was born, so I had to take some time off. But the whole time I'm like itching to go and train again. And I just want to train, and then started again. And then my daughter was born, and stopped training again. But I still continue doing it, but not as much. And even now, like I try to come in as much as I can. But right now, it's more for to get my kids involved in it, like especially Cash, like trying to get him out. And
how talk a little bit about Cash. People don't know Cash. Talk like man, like
so
how Jiu-Jitsu help him or not.
So
man, Cash, man.
Yeah. So my son Cash, he's 8 years old. But we found out he was diagnosed with tuberous sclerosis when he was like almost 2, and so. Basically, he has tumors all over his body, inside his body. He has a couple by his brain. He has them everywhere, and so he also got diagnosed with autism, and he's a real handful. Like especially different medication, you know, gets him to act different ways, but. Bringing him to the gym. Luckily, you know, Habrino let me bring him and Charlie since they were like 3 years old. They've been coming to the gym, you know, off and on.
How old is Charlie? 5, right?
6.
6.
Yeah, Charlie's 6, but she was coming when she was still a baby too. So,
it's crazy to see like how they go together.
Yeah.
Cash go, Charlie go right after.
Yes.
If they running and Cash stop for some reason, Charles already start looking like
start looking for him.
For him, like what happened, like.
And that's the thing with Charlie. She looks out for him, even though he'll like grab her hair or not anymore, but he used to pull her hair, dig his nails on her arms. Like she still loves him so much, takes care of him, and so to me, it's very important for her, for both of them, but mainly for her to learn jiu-jitsu because they're going to school. Cash goes to school, and like you're always gonna be there for your family. If you see someone picking on your family, you're gonna be there for them. Doesn't matter how big they are, you know, you're gonna be there for them. And I feel Charlie's gonna be there for Cash, so she needs to learn how to defend herself, and not just for Cash, but for herself.
For herself, yeah.
The way things
Especially
are going,
like this world now.
yeah. The way
Yeah.
things are right now, and then you see a lot of stuff like going on with like kidnappings, you know, people trying to take kids, and right now it's very important for kids to learn how to defend themselves at a young age, you know. And most people start their kids off at like 5 years old, which is great, you know. But
I wish I started with 5 years old.
I do too.
Oh, man, like,
I
how old
started-
was when we started?
I started when I was 32.
You, Ronnie?
34.
I started with 20, 21. But man, like, I don't start late. But like, let's talk about like Leo.
Yeah.
Leo Vieira with 21, he was already black belt world champion.
Wow.
Like, what the heck, like? Then you see like, oh yeah, I started late. You see today the kids here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in Brazil, because in Brazil back in the days it wasn't very popular. Jiu-Jitsu wasn't big, but now getting bigger and bigger. So
Cause isn't it televised like sort of like baseball is here? Isn't it in Brazil the same way?
not on the open TV.
Oh no?
No, not on the have the cable,
Uh-huh.
but not open TV. But now getting more popular. Like man, it's growing. Jiu-Jitsu growing
Yeah.
everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But man, now for kids especially, there's a lot.
Yeah, like when I started, I'm 44 now. I started when I was 32, and back then it was popular, but it's not the way it is now. That you know gyms are popping up everywhere. But so to me, I mean, I feel lucky, blessed to be here at with Checkmat, and the reason I came to Checkmat too is because like again. When you start training with people, they become family, and family sticks together. So like we had Josie started training with Habrinho.
Josie is Jose.
Jose. Yeah.
Josecito.
Yeah,
Josecito,
Josecito. And then Daryl went there too. And so then, you know, I wanted some better training too. So I came with Habrinho, and then I remember George calling me and asking me where I'm training, and I told him,
Look, Hooligan Crow, Anthony, black belt Anthony.
what's up, Anthony? And so then George started training. So basically everyone's back together with Habrinho. Everyone that trained back in the day is back together with Habrinho.
Those are solid people though. Everybody you mentioned, from Jose to George.
Man, that's the thing. Like when
Daryl, I
when,
love Daryl,
Yeah.
man. Daryl.
when we moved to the other place to here, with sorry for my language, but with that piece of crap on the other gym, that was my partner.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking dirty. Anyways, he have this way, I get mine. The only thing I want here is to not have drama. Like, man, only thing.
Yeah.
And Ronnie here, like now, Jerry with me longer than Ronnie, but Ronnie here more now with me. Like I share everything with Ronnie. And as soon we start, like little things here, like, oh, this is gonna be a drama, I cut right away.
Yeah.
Look. And that's one of the reasons, like, I still broke you today.
Yeah.
Like, so many times I have the line up and say, like, look, if it's not good for you, the same door come in, go out. I don't care. I care about go to sleep at night. I go to sleep at night and sleep good. I don't want this drama.
Yeah.
I don't want. That's why sometimes, like, man, like, I go hard and people like, look, you're too soft. Or look, you're too hard. Like, here, like, you train with friends.
Yes.
I don't have to hurt you to prove a point.
Yeah.
Like, man, like, but people, like, you go, like, cross-face a little bit. Oh! I said, come on. Man. And then the other one, like, try to hurt you. I say, praise the Lord. Here we don't have this
Yeah.
people like this. Like, man, like,
Yeah.
most of the people is nice here.
Everybody here is solid, and like I like helping out when I bring the kids. I like helping out to teach the kids class. It's just great. Like, you know, everything that like I'm learning from you. It's like I like, you know, showing it to other people too. Because I mean, like I said, this is such a great sport to learn, self-defense, everything. It's just great. So, jiu-jitsu all around, just even like for mental situations. Like I recently lost my parents. I've never spoken about this. I never posted about this, but both my mom and my dad were killed last year by a drug addict that was on parole, driving the wrong way as my parents were coming back from a eye doctor appointment and ran into him and killed both my parents. And he survived, of course, like it always happens. He survived. He's in jail right now, but I had to take a week off of everything I was doing just to come in and train to get my head out of it, because to me it just like was killing me inside. Like, you know, when your parents get older, you expect to lose one and then the other. You don't expect both of them to be taken out the way they were. And it was tough. So I came here, morning class, and I believe I came in the afternoon like once or twice, but for a whole week straight, just to try to get my head back in it, because I just needed something to get my head out of what was going on around me. And jiu-jitsu just, man, if it wasn't for jiu-jitsu, I don't know. Like, the way my mind was working at the time, I don't know what would have, you know, what I would have done or anything, but man, I just thank God for jiu-jitsu.
It's like I say, jiu-jitsu is the way of life, you know. Like, for me, like in 2016, in the 2 weeks period, like in 2 weeks, like I had my visa denied. I had problem with the guy from other gym. My pastor at church, the one I was with him, left the church. My cousin, the one I grew up with in Brazil, we're so close, like same age, everything, get killed. My girlfriend broke up. Like, see, what the heck?
All at once.
But
Man,
I was training every day. Like, man, like these help us. Like, people who don't train, they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't
It's
know
the one
how-
constant thing that you come in and no matter what, man, everybody's smiling. Like when I came in today and you start looking around the mats, we all come from all walks of life. And everybody's smiling. Hey, Uncle Vince is here. Hey, Black Belt Chris is here.
Yeah.
It's just cool. Then right away you start seeing everybody smiling. Like, okay, today's gonna be a good day.
Yeah.
And the mats are packed. The mats
Even
are
like
packed.
today when I came, because I trained last night and I trained yesterday, did my workout and trained last night. I was super tired today, but you see, like, oh, coming to, I said, oh, I'm gonna train. I started stretching and train. Like, it's different. It's hard to say. Like I say, like, to hold you with the, I think is the biggest loss in your life, jiu-jitsu help you.
Yeah.
It's crazy, like how
Right.
jiu-jitsu can help a person.
Like first when Cash was diagnosed with tuberous sclerosis, and when my wife first told me about it, and what she told me was he has tumors, and right away it just like, man, the feeling that I got, like just thinking right away cancer, you know, and it just, you know, it just killed me, you know. It killed me for a little bit, and then when she explained it to me and the doctor explained that you know it's not cancerous, you know, but we have to keep an eye on it because they could get bigger, and they could come out in certain organ by the organ, and so it's still dangerous, of course, and you know, it's, of course, you don't want your child to go through anything. And so during that time too, I remember I would you know, be home, but I would come to jiu-jitsu class too, and just to take my mind off of it, because if not, if you just think about what the bad stuff that's going on, like it'll just, you know, it'll make you do something that you don't want to do because your mind's not there. And when you're in jiu-jitsu, when you're training, all you're thinking about is the next move, you know?
Yeah.
What your opponent's gonna do and what you're gonna do. Like, you want to keep thinking about the next move, and then when you're driving home, you're thinking about, oh, I should have done this, or I should have tried that, you know. And man, I could have held a little longer, but you know, there's man, that's why to me, jiu-jitsu saved my life so many times, and it continues to do it. And just being here with great people at Team Checkmat Buena Park, it's like, it's just so awesome. It's just an awesome place to train.
We all need things to look forward to, and when we're children, we're very easy to have something to look forward to. But as we become adults,
Yeah.
you know, or we become husbands and fathers and things like that, our time is dedicated elsewhere. So for me, I'm 54 years old, almost 55. For me, this is what I look forward to. You know, I look like,
Yep.
like I think about, hey, Robynho's here. Okay, it's going to be good. We're going to be good roll. And I see today, oh, Uncle Vince is here. Oh, here we go. Black Belt Chris is here. Oh, good. I like this to start at the top and then go, Robynho beats me up. Okay, good. Thank you, Robynho. Then I go find Uncle Vince. Then Uncle Vince beats me up. Oh, thank you. Then I go find Black Belt Chris. Oh, okay, good. Then he beats me up. And work my way down. And then after that, after, you know, 4, 5, 6 rounds of black belts, okay, now let's go find somebody else. Find somebody normal that
Normal.
this not gonna try and kill me.
Yeah, so
That's a good thing. Yeah, try to kill each other and still friends.
yeah,
I love it,
that's
and I try not to let you kill me, man.
Like I said, like
Come
if I
on.
get in the choke, I put someone in the choke and they don't tap, I have no problem to put them to sleep. No, zero problem. The only thing I will look for is like someone close to my phone to grab my phone and I film. I should get the phone, like, oh, see, look what happened.
I remember.
So he told me. That's what he told me today. Hey, watch my phone. I'll call you.
Well, when a while back, I came here to train, and I forgot who it was that I put out. He went out because he didn't want to tap, so I choked him out, and I thought Robynho was gonna come towards me. Robynho runs to his phone. I'm like, what's going on?
That's the thing with jiu-jitsu. When you want it to stop, just tap.
Yeah,
just tap.
Tap and
Very simple.
That's what I tell to all the students. Say, look, leave the ego outside because man, here, not gonna
Yeah.
work.
Nah.
Of course, when going the arm or some like joint, I don't go hard because then can.
Yeah.
But put a little bit pressure. But neck.
that's not hard.
Friend.
That's not hard. Oh, man.
I think I never heard a student of mine hurt like break something or
Nah.
I break their feelings. That's my job.
Every day.
Every day.
Every
That's
day.
my job. Break their feelings. So this is what I like to do.
Yeah, this is just being here with everybody. It's just awesome. And now working on the car outside, you know, being close to the gym, it's just awesome. I just love being here.
Jerry making 1929
29 Roadster.
Roadster.
Nice. The people are what make the difference. So
Yeah.
the people, and it starts at the top with you,
Yeah.
Robynho. I always know right where I stand with Robynho. He'll either tell me, Ronnie boy, I want to punch your face, or if I haven't done anything to make him mad, he smiles when he sees me. It's okay, good, let's go.
Good.
But you always know.
Jerry, let's get you man, like out of your comfort position. Like we get you already, you know, talk about the family, talk about, you know, like everything that happened, but the things that happen now. What do you think about the Afghanistan?
I don't really get into politics like that. Like, I mean, to me, like, yeah, I know you are.
Oh yeah, let's
Like when it comes to that, like, honestly, my nephew's went through the officer training course and just he went into the Marines as an officer. So right now he's out and about. We don't know where, but he's out somewhere. And of course, I would want him to be here. I don't want him to be in harm's way. But like I get, and my brother was in the military. He did 24 years in the military, in the Navy. He retired 2 years ago, I think. And, I don't want anybody to be in harm's way, but, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's like the way it was done probably wasn't the best way, but I don't want anybody, any military person getting hurt. That's number one, So maybe they could have been a better way of doing it, but I don't know. I don't know what other way it could have been done. If there was a better way, man, they should have done it. But again,
Ronnie.
My thought is,
Ronnie is all like, one is like, no,
I'm waiting for that.
One thing, and now Ronnie like,
you have two sides to it, and everybody says left and right. And the thing that bothers me is if the guy on the left has a good idea, fucking A, let's use it. The guy on the right has a good idea, use it. But if the guy on the right has a good idea, the guy on the left's going to go, fuck you, we're not doing that. We're going to do the opposite of that. And that's kind of what we're experiencing right now. Instead of drawing down and taking out all the civilians first, they didn't do that. It's not what they did. Instead of maintaining a secure airbase in Bagram that they spent $10 billion building, they walked away from it. Just fucking walked away from it. Then they used a public airport with limited security and limited assets. I think they had 2,500 assets in country. That means they took all the other military out. So you had between 10 and 20 some thousand civilian contractors, people from the DOJ, Homeland Security, still in Afghanistan. And they said, oh, make your way to the airport. Well, who controls the roads? The Taliban.
Yeah.
The Taliban. Instead of making your way to a secure military compound where you have assets in country, and by assets, I mean motherfuckers who are hard-trained killers, Navy SEALs, Delta Force operators in country, that if shit pops off, you can send a Black Hawk and go and render aid to these American civilians. Didn't do that. They took all of them out. And now they're telling people to go to this website, register at this website, let us know you're still in country and we'll do our best to get you out. What the fuck is that? You're Americans. I mean, the military, they teach you no man left behind. That's not what they did. So right or left, I'm not going to say right or left. This is just flat out wrong the way that they did it. And they just voided the guy who was there before and said, oh, we're going to do the opposite of what he said. Why not look at his plan, take the merits of it, use what's viable and discount the other stuff? It's just sad. Then they gave him a list to the Taliban and said, hey, these Americans are still...
No, this was the
trapped behind
what the heck, like, no,
enemy lines. Let them out. Let these people out. So when you give a list, that's a kill list.
No, it's even
That's
easier.
your kill list. Oh, Holbeino, you're on that list? You're American. Oh, Jerry, you're on that list? I'm going to kill you. Come on, people. You don't negotiate with terrorists. The terrorists, and even the Taliban, there's factions within the Taliban. And what I mean by factions, there's warlords and things. That country, even once we're out of there, they're going to fight each other. They're going to fight each other for territory.
Oh, yeah.
Now you have ISIS in there.
Oh, yeah, the ISIS, people don't remember.
It's terrible.
Man,
It's terrible.
It's crazy.
And if people say we should be out of there, totally agree. Totally agree. Get out of there, but how you leave, that's the thing. You don't just say, hey, I'm going to be out by this date. My intentions and what I'm going to do, it's none of your business. It's none of your business. Do it in a methodical way that's beneficial to those on the ground. That's not what they did.
It's crazy the way they did, like, man.
Yeah.
Like I say, like...
Now they say the 31st we're going to be out of there. Okay, what about the rest of the guys? What about them? How are they going to get out? Good luck.
What everything they left behind?
Between 80 and 85 billion dollars in hardware, meaning vehicles, meaning helicopters, meaning weapons. Now they say, we left that.
I heard they left 750,000 weapons. Like,
what's going to happen with those weapons? Who are they going to be pointed at now?
Gonna point to us.
To us. Our own weapons are now going to be pointed at us.
It's crazy. Man.
The thing that astounds me now is they know where the the Taliban leadership is. They're fucking broadcasting on Twitter. They're on Twitter. They're on Instagram from the presidential palace. Why not drop a bomb on those motherfuckers? Oh, you're all there? Good looking out.
That's the crazy thing because they don't have one spot. It's not a war against a country.
No.
It's a war against the organization.
Yeah.
They spread everywhere.
So the thing that kills me, man, is 9/11, 2001. We were at war with Taliban. The problem with that is 9/10, the day before. Those motherfuckers were at war with us. They were already at war with us. They're already planning, coordinating, financing,
exactly,
and preparing to inflict damage on civilians, not on our military installations, on civilians. So if you're at war with me, and I don't want to be at war with you, it's too late. I don't have a choice. If I want to fight you, and you don't want to fight me, I'm going to beat your ass.
Yep.
I'm going to beat your ass. You better, hey, when the bell rings, you better answer it. Stay ready, and you don't need to get ready.
Yeah, like, man, it's crazy, this thing that happened now. But, you know, we just can, the only thing we can do now is pray for the soldiers like behind the American people there, and the people that live there, the people that born in like. I was talking with you on what happened, like, this generation is too soft.
Oh, yeah.
Even there. Like, oh, man, like, oh, we have the soldiers here to protect us. So they get soft.
Soldiering is a business.
Yeah, I agree with taking out the troops, but not the way, you know, like the way, like, okay, look, we're going there and Taliban take everything.
Yeah, that's.
But they left the people. They took the troops, but they left our people.
Like,
thousands.
what the heck? I see like they say like, oh no, we're gonna be good, we're gonna, you know, but good on their rules. They're gonna be good. Oh, I say, man.
So if you look at like World War II, after everything that happened, we have a base in Germany. Okay, now fast forward to Korea. After Korea, which the Korean conflict has never been officially resolved. They have the DMZ, the demilitarization zone. We just stopped hostilities, but we still have a base there. Now there's a hotbed for terrorists where any and all factions that have anything against the United States now have a safe haven where they can go and train, be financed.
Yeah, they already say like we are with you, you know, like Russia and China.
Already in there.
What the heck? Well, you know, let's see what's going on. Like,
these decisions
will
haunt us later down. Maybe not in my lifetime, but in my kids' lifetime.
Yep.
You know, now 9/11, it's almost a generation away. So anybody born in 2001, you know, they're 20 years old. They don't have a good recollection. I'm telling you, it's unfortunately we're going to have another situation just like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back there again. Only this time we'll be facing our own weapons.
So, yeah. For us, I just gonna keep my AR loaded, my Glock loaded, 12 gauge loaded. Right, Sherry? Cross the fingers to nothing happen. I hope I never have to use it. But you know,
the thing is, man,
get ready. You don't have to get ready. Stay ready. You don't have to get ready.
If you call the police, and I'm in Buena Park, I think 911 response time is 6 minutes. A lot can happen in 6 minutes.
Man, when they crashed my car, in the front of my house, they crashed it. Yeah. The lady was on drugs and they crashed my car. My neighbor said like, hey, stay close, she's gonna run. No, I call insurance. They go like, wah, start running.
Oh man.
I go after her, my sandals broke, I was in pajamas, and then maybe, I don't know, 100 yards, 130 yards to the corner when she turned, I grabbed her like underneath the arm, on the gauge, and the other hand, just to don't let she go, because I don't want to have her, and people are like, oh, he's taking it back. I don't know. Man, she started screaming at the street like, oh, he's trying to rape me. He's trying to rape me. Like, he started screaming like, this was like 1 in the morning, past 1 in the morning. And lights start popping up. What's going on? I'm lucky that my neighbor was there too. Like, don't worry. She hit his car and tried to run away.
Thank God.
I swear, I never wait so long for the freaking police. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, it was like 5 or 6 minutes.
Yep.
But my friend, it was like
forever.
Eternity, like, and she bumped head in my face, and I cannot do nothing. I want to punch her in the face, but I cannot do it. Oh, hold, and she kicking me till the cops go, like, come, like, In 6 minutes, so many things can happen. Even if my neighbor don't see what happened because was 150 yards away. If they don't see, like everybody was sleeping,
Oh, they come
probably be in
after you.
jail. Yeah, probably I'll be in jail. Like,
So-
what the heck?
So the best thing for me, I don't ever throw a punch. You choke him out.
Yeah.
Choke him out. What happened? He lost, I don't know, man. He got excited. He lost consciousness.
And that's another thing.
Choke them the fuck out.
That's why I think jiu-jitsu is important nowadays, because you hit somebody and there's gonna be a lawsuit.
Yeah.
But
So
you choke them out. Put
You're
them out.
always on camera, so I always
Yeah.
do this. Like, hey, and this is universal. So when I'm like this, I put that fat motherfucker to sleep in Victoria's Secrets, and no joke, I told him, hey, my bad, I apologize, it's all good, until he got crazy, and then when he came at me, it's on camera. Put him to fucking sleep and then leave.
Yeah.
Walk the fuck out. Then
Yeah. Because
go home.
Yeah. You.
Go-
Ronnie was the Jason Bourne for a day. Yeah.
There's no need to stick around and explain your side of the story.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man.
He went to sleep.
And then I left. And you leave.
He was tired.
He was really tired.
you hear the girl, ah! Like, time to leave.
So guys, was a good talk. Jerry, thanks for coming.
Oh, thank you.
That was like a good stories to have for the eternity on YouTube. And for guys who are watching now, don't forget to subscribe. We have the channel on YouTube called Partiu Pardal. If you guys see in the links, I have links everywhere on my social media. Check my Bonaparte social media, Hooligan social media, and Partiu Pardal, of course. Like the video, you know, give some subscribes. We do this for love. We don't care too much. Of course you care, but I don't do this for money. We do for love. So, Ronnie,
Thank you,
I
sir.
really appreciate. Let me get something
Thank you.
for Jerry. Sherry. As we always do. Here's the stocks for our sponsor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And guys, the new thing I promise you guys, probably Jerry didn't see because he don't watch the freaking podcast, right? He said he watched it, but he not, like, don't know. Like, these motherfuckers don't watch the freaking podcast, but we have our t-shirts,
Oh, nice.
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 all right? And thank you, Hooligan, Remedium, who did the t-shirt, and who made the t-shirt for is my friend from church. His name is Frankie. He have the 111. You guys go there on the social media, follow him, 111. He did everything. And the cool thing about this the t-shirt is really cool. But all the t-shirts we made, we numbered.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You guys can see, here's number 3. Why this is number 3? Because number 1 is mine, number 2 is João.
Yeah.
And everybody who get the t-shirt, gonna be a number. So next time Ronnie coming, you're gonna have 1.
4.
4 or 5, I don't know. but this t-shirt we're not gonna sell. People like, oh, I already get because I post the t-shirt, I don't sell this number, but I post people, oh, I wanna sell. I say, these ones, no, these ones I'm not gonna sell. I wanna keep like as much exclusive as possible.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Mr. Sherry, thank you for coming, thank you for joining us today. It was good. Tomorrow we're gonna work in the car.
Yes. Sunday.
Yeah, carry the camera because like I don't want to.
He doesn't believe me, so.
Guys, we start building the car in 2014. He said it took 6 months. When he said it took 6 months, oh, in 6 months be running. Sean, the other guy, the other student, Sean was like, I said, oh no, 6 months. Yeah, in 6 months, being like 10 years already. No, not 10 years. How long? 3 years?
3 years.
3 years.
Everyone go on to Cadillac Sean and tell him to hurry up with the build, because he's taking forever.
Yeah.
There you go. He's not here to defend himself.
He's not here to defend himself.
But no,
so
he's there to defend himself.
Yeah.
He can type right now.
Look up Cadillac Sean and tell him,
Cadillac underline Sean.
send him pictures too. He loves pictures.
Yeah. But man, like, you know, like, let's see. We pray for 2025.
25.
God willing.
Yeah. Maybe in 2025 summertime, one more hot rod on the streets.
He'll be done. We'll come back. I'll come back when we're done, and we'll show you guys the car finished product.
Yeah?
Or at least driving product.
When? When?
Soon.
Soon. Look, Sean smile, laugh, yeah. Yeah.
So, Shawnee.
The L.R. Bengi
Uh-huh.
Jiu-Jitsu is my first coach. Luizinho
Oh, nice.
is my first coach. É o cara. But, so guys, go there, subscribe, like the video. If you have the idea for content, like tell us what you think about this video and the other ones. And we'll be ready to answer. And of course, if you send bad things, come back bad things too, because we don't care. Alright? Valeu, rapaziada. Fiquem com Deus, se inscreve no canal aí. Manda lá um recadinho pra nós, deixa lá um comentário o que vocês acharam. Tamo junto, partiu Pardal, olé!
And go train.
And go train.